Hi, I'm Jordan Beller, and I live here.
All right, we're gonna look at a bunch of what? Cool cars, right?
Cool cars, somewhere between the 30s and the 50s. Things I like.
Things you like. All right,
Things I
take
like.
it away. We're gonna walk and talk.
All right, we'll start on the car side, walk down the car side,
Okay.
go next door.
Oh, there's a
where
next
there's
door.
a next door.
Wow,
And then hit the rest of this on the way back.
that sounds great.
Okay, sound good?
Yeah, and I just have to point out real quick your collection of, we'll see it here in a second, but your license tags. That looks amazing on the wall there.
Yeah, it's not complete, but it's well underway.
What year are you missing?
It's all 1932.
All
Everything on there is
1932. All right,
1932.
we'll take a closer look at that in a minute.
And all the ones surrounding the middle are from Illinois.
Okay.
And all those in the middle are the 48 states at the time.
Oh my gosh. All right,
And
well,
they're all pairs.
they're all pairs. That's awesome. All right,
All right, there you go.
you lead the way. You're in charge.
Stuff we use to demonstrate things.
Okay.
You know, this, that, and the other unusual stuff. So no museum is complete without stuff.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
More stuff. This is hot rod stuff from the period.
Oh, period hot rod stuff. That's
And-
pretty rare.
And new.
Okay.
So there's,
Oh, wow.
on the wall, our intake manifolds, and if you go to the extreme left, that would have been available when the Model A was a brand new car.
Okay.
And as you go to your right, things get newer. Around World War II is where the middle is.
Okay.
And if you go further to the right, it's after World War II, into the 50s.
Okay, so we got the oldest here,
Right?
hot rod parts. And you got these really cool manifold colors. Oh, man. And
Yeah.
intakes.
These
Yeah.
haven't been mounted yet, so they're additions soon to be hanging in the proper place.
Wow, very cool. And then you go newer, newer, newer.
Newer,
Yeah.
newer, newer.
Very
so on.
nice.
Some of them are very similar. They're cast by the same manufacturer, but there's a unique name on them, so that's why they're hanging here and looking similar.
Sure.
Each manufacturer didn't necessarily have facility for casting their own, so they sent them to a shop that did them and had their name put on them.
Now, is this typically their last name? Because I see up there Burns, we got
Yes.
Evans, we got
Right.
Allen, we got Riley.
Evans and other people were real people. Some were race car drivers and some were hot rodders.
Any Stanleys in this?
No,
Damn.
no,
Okay.
it's your turn.
It's my turn.
Yeah.
Now tell us about this special Arden head down here. What is going on with
Well,
that?
there's a guy in Colorado who decided that he ought to make a four-cylinder Arden head, which Arden never did.
Okay.
So it's a copy of a Arden V8 head
Yep.
internally, made out of aluminum
Wow.
and weighty, very weighty.
Yeah. Sure looks like it.
And it's got the same kind of hemispheric combustion chamber as a Arden would have for a V8, except this was made to fit on a four-cylinder. All custom machined. I don't think he made more than 20 of them.
Have you ever seen one on a running driving car?
No, but I talked to a guy who builds engines,
Yep.
and he told me that it's a lot more show than go.
Okay.
But it's neat. So,
Now, do you have a V8 with the Arden heads on it?
I do not. I have some flathead V8 stuff, but I'm not too excited about V8s. I'm much more of a four-cylinder guy.
Oh, that's cool.
I live in the past.
The past.
Hey,
Pre V8 past.
I gave up on the V8s in about 1957
Okay.
because overhead valve engines were out of the box much more powerful
Yeah.
and cheaper to build. So
So what would be your favorite 1957 engine?
Cadillac. This is all Cadillac stuff.
Oh, well, you answered
So,
that quick.
Yeah. Yep, I definitely went Cadillac crazy as a kid. I had a flathead for my car, and then I decided it was a waste of money to put all that money in there and get very little horsepower. You could just go buy a brand new Cadillac engine and
Yeah.
gobs of horsepower, so I did that.
Oh, that is very cool. Man, you got some really neat stuff here.
This stuff here is, again, oldest, period correct, newest. Newest ones, actually, these last couple are copies of what was built back then. So this is a Riley head replicated.
Yeah.
And this is a roof head replicated.
I've heard of Riley. I've never heard of Roof.
Yeah, roof's a lower production but exotic engine.
Huh. That
Good
does look
stuff.
pretty crazy.
Yeah.
What's going on with these crazy the 6 carb and the
Yeah, well, when I was let me think. The first year that I ran a Cadillac engine and drove it with multiple carburetors on it was about 1960.
Okay.
So, and the one I drove was the one with the rubber hoses on it.
Yep. That thing's really cool.
That was mounted in a 32 Ford. It was mounted in a 47 Ford, and then it got into a 51 Cadillac. So I used to street race. Oops. I used to race. And it was important to win, so you got to have enough carburation.
Right. Yeah, what would these last two, I mean, was this one, I mean, were these last two on cars that you drove?
No, those are parts I bought over the years when I found them, because they're getting harder and harder to find.
Oh, they're
Cadillac
crazy.
was not the choice engine like the Chevy V8s. So
Wow.
I buy them as I find them.
Yeah, they're very cool. I just never seen those. Yeah, Offenhauser.
And again, you get around.
I get around.
Right.
Hey, don't let that get around.
There's some brands like Horn. I've only seen this one. I've seen pictures of others, but I've never seen another one. Where Edelbrock is a much more popular brand.
Sure, yeah.
And some of that stuff up there, if not all of that, except one, is factory. Dual quads from the factory.
Wow. Dual quads from the factory.
Right, with a blower on it.
Even for Cadillac.
Oh, yeah.
Huh? Wow.
Yeah. Cadillac knew how to make horsepower.
Wow. So are these items that you would have bought in the accessory catalog from the dealership? I mean, because they weren't factory installed.
Yeah, they were
right?
factory installed. Eldorados came with them, factory installed, and other cars
Okay.
could be fitted with them for
Like-
extra money.
Like I know like the Barrett's had the
3 carbs.
3 carbs, right?
And earlier than that, it had 2 4s.
Okay.
Baritzas were built in 57, 58, 59, and so on. But in 57, it was 2 4s,
Right. Wow.
like this.
Yep.
This is a little earlier. And all the rest of the stuff that's on the table is cylinder heads for the same period. Model A through World War II.
Yeah, I got a Simmons Superpower head. Licensed by Chrysler Motors. Pop Evans. That's a racing
Pop
one,
Evans
right?
was a race guy.
Yeah,
right, definitely.
racing. Yeah, you don't see many Pop Evans heads.
Well, this is a nice collection, but if you ever get out to Nebraska, you should go to the Speedway Museum, and you'll see why this collection is not really worth your while if you're after a large volume of speed equipment.
This is great speed equipment,
Okay.
though. Yeah. What's with the little trailer here?
Mullins was the manufacturer. They were, I believe they were in Ohio.
Okay.
And Mullins built travel trailers because cars had no trunks,
Yeah.
but they built them a little late. So sales weren't what they could have been if they built them a little earlier.
Sure.
This thing came out in 34 and 5.
Okay.
And by that time, you could buy a trunk, bolt onto the car, or many cars started coming with trunks.
Yeah. Right.
So people like these now because there's still plenty of cars in collections with no trunks.
Yeah.
And if you're going to really travel, you could sleep in this one. They
Yeah.
made a kit with a tent.
That's very cool.
And it is a kit.
Well, it's period. It's metal. It's very cool.
Deco all the way.
All right. Where are we headed off next?
32 Fords, 36 to 32.
Yeah. It's this first one. What's the story? I love these Phaetons.
Yeah, Phaetons are a popular body style with some people. They're not good for racing. They're heavy. This thing's full of wood and stuff that's not in a roadster.
Now, is this
36 Ford.
repainted?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just actually sold one of these at our Hershey sale. It was a beautiful dark green. I love these. Now, Phaeton, it's because you have to insert the windows.
Right.
It's, there's
Non-windowed car.
non-windowed car.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I just
4
think-
doors.
Yeah, I just
2
think
doors
they're
for roadsters.
such beautiful. They're just beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
They're such a classic style
This
on
was
these.
someplace on the East Coast as a state car.
Okay. Yeah.
Later engine in it.
Right.
But-
okay.
I should make up some stories about how Teddy Roosevelt used it, and but no, Theodore used it. That's what it was.
All right. Well, we don't have to talk about every car, but talk about the ones that are
Yeah, I'll just
special
do
or
the
unique. Yeah.
32s.
32s?
The most
Oh, wow.
unique 32 of all would be an open cab
Pickup.
roadster body.
Yep.
Right. There's 3 of them in here, and there were only 270 some of them built.
Oh, wow, yeah. You're right on, 237
Right,
built.
237, that's what it was.
And there's the license tags. I gotta take a picture of that a little closer. That's really cool.
Yeah, I've got enough now. I think I can finish the bottom,
Yeah.
and then eventually I'll get the top and I'll have it floor to ceiling.
I saw something interesting. I don't remember the year. It was probably a 31 Ford Australian Ute.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen one of those suckers? Yeah, and the guy, I saw a Chevy version, like, I don't know, 6 weeks later. I'm like, well, that's weird.
I'll show you another one that's similar, built in the U.S.
Okay.
That's an original car, factory paint.
Really? Wow.
I have the factory tires. I don't have them here, but so what we're looking at is the way it was produced and sold.
Wow.
Original interior.
Now, I love how you can see the checking on the paint,
Yep.
which tells you what you just said.
It's held up rather well because it probably never ever saw any real bad weather.
Now, this has the V8 in it?
It's a V8.
Wow.
Yeah, V8s are not big in my collection. I'm a 4-cylinder guy. But this one is, I actually chased this one because I really liked it.
Well, any 32 Ford V8 is just incredible that it's not, it's
That's how it
unmolested.
looked when it was new. The only thing that I know of that's replaced are hoses
Yeah.
and the battery.
Wow. 32 unrestored V8 car ever.
Not
That's very
often,
cool. No.
that's for sure.
Yeah. Very cool.
You were talking about the Ute bodies
Yeah.
down here to your left.
Give me a picture of this sucker. There's all the license tags.
This one was made in the US of A.
Oh, wow.
It's got a Ute-like body in the back.
Yep.
And originally it had a canopy top on it, but over the years someone sawed off the top back behind the cab and made it into a pickup truck, and then took the doors off and hung them in the barn. So what I've got is what's left, and I have no idea who the body maker was. Someday it would be neat to get that back together.
Yeah. Looks like it was. Now, you think the yellow's the primer?
I think the yellow was the color. It belonged
Color?
to a
Okay.
dairy.
Oh, a dairy. Okay.
And it could have very well been yellow with a black grill shell, black fenders. This is the hood it
Oh, yeah.
came with.
I can see the black fenders now you mention it.
And
Yeah.
I can't imagine they would have used a yellow primer.
I wouldn't imagine that either. It just almost, it looks like, I can't tell if the green's above the yellow or the yellow's above the green.
I
kinda
think
looks
the
like-
green is above the yellow.
Okay.
And I don't think they started
Yeah.
with a green car, but
Looks
they
like
could
that.
have. They could have started with a green car and then over the years painted it yellow, but there's very little yellow left, so I'm thinking it was the other way around.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be.
This is out of Iowa, and we don't know any bodybuilder who built this body.
Yeah.
Ford was intending to make one. There's their prototype, but
Wow.
never built it. That's
All
my
right.
first car behind you here.
Your first car.
That's the
Wow.
one from 1954.
Is this the one you did not drag race?
That's correct.
All right.
Anyone telling you different is just making it up.
Just making it up.
Yep.
What's the story on this?
U.S. mail truck.
U.S. mail.
Built
Wow.
built by the body maker for the U.S. government, for the Postal Department in 1932.
And now it's,
Now
well, it's
it was-
fresh
it got
fish.
repurposed into a movie vehicle.
Oh, a movie vehicle. What movie?
Movie company. I don't know what movie it was in, but some movie company used it as a prop.
Wow.
And then over the years, I ended up with it, and now it's just sitting here waiting for love.
Yeah. Huh.
It's fairly complete. It's missing a few pieces.
I'm just noticing the cage back here. Or not the
Missing one
cage.
screen.
Yeah, the screen. That's very
In
interesting.
doing research, you'd be surprised how much of this stuff is still available. I
Yeah.
can buy that screening material. It's still available. McMaster Car carries it.
Wow.
And this is a 1932 build, so screening hasn't changed much, I guess.
No. Not major leaps in technology when it comes to metal wire screens.
This was a telephone company truck. So
Oh,
there
okay.
would have been access to the phone products. There's a back door that accesses it. After it went out of service as a phone truck, it went into service as a mail carrier, rural
Okay.
delivery.
Yep.
So this has a checkered background. Phone truck to mail truck.
Boy, they really did repurpose them.
Yep. There's another repurpose up here.
That's-
Sport coupe
what's
with the
going
top
on with-
chopped off.
What's going on with that?
The reflectors,
Yeah,
somebody liked them. Came with them.
that's pretty cool. So
Yeah, homemade
convertible.
pickup truck.
Yeah.
And did a beautiful job of fitting a Ford body inside of this body. This is just a stock pickup box.
Oh yeah, all
Wedged
the
in.
weld in here.
Just take out the rumble seat, saw it off with a hacksaw. Bolt
You
it
can see the
together
line
with
right here,
carriage
just about.
bolts.
Yeah.
Well done.
I like how you haven't touched it.
Yeah, I try and make it look like it's never been touched. I probably got 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 hours in it. Who knows? I did the upholstery. I put all the correct parts on it. The engine's another engine that came with a sour engine. So
When's the
try
last
and
time
make
you?
it look like nobody did anything.
When's the last time you drove it?
Oh, last summer.
Okay.
It's a strong runner, and it was an expensive car when it started. Dual side mounts, and
Yeah.
some young lady probably owned it.
I love the patina on it.
Yeah, that's why I bought it.
That is very, very
And
beautiful.
the one next to it's got great patina too.
I know. I was just looking at that. You still got the original paint over here.
That's the factory paint. And that is the guy who owned it first, Mr. Jacoby.
Can we make out the phone number? No, I'm just kidding. What is this? Weight?
Yeah.
What's below that? Weight?
EW, empty weight,
CA. Something.
capacity,
Capacity. Okay.
and that's it, 500 pounds.
Jacob Dairy Farms Milk, number 75, Pittsfield, Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man! Wow, this is very
It's at
original.
40,000 miles and runs, but not extraordinarily well. But
It's it will get you there.
we took it to a couple of shows, and people restoring them like looking at it because you can sort of see where things were when it came out of the factory. This
Sure.
is not touched.
Right? Yeah, like just this wood right
Right.
here. That's very cool.
The next one is a reproduction of a body that Ford never made. It's a Canopy Express, made the way this guy who's doing them nowadays makes them, which is basic flat material. There's nothing too exciting about the curvatures of it,
Sure.
but it's functional. It belongs to a Model A club I'm in, and anybody who's in the club gets to drive it.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Now, does it have seats back there?
Yeah, there's a couple seats back there. Grandpa lets the kids sit in the back.
Yeah, this is a great one
Getting
for.
adults to go in the back is getting more difficult. If I get in there, I'm going to have a tough time getting out in one piece.
Yeah. Well, now next to it, this is one of my favorites. I'm a Mustang guy. I'm in the
Yeah.
MCA. I actually bought a Mustang this week.
This thing's pretty original. It's got 40-something thousand on it.
Springtime yellow.
Yeah, it's
One of my
springtime yellow
favorite colors on a
with
Mustang.
a nice paint job and a new top.
Is it a 2-barrel or 4-barrel 289?
2-barrel.
Okay, C code. Yeah, I love the springtime yellow for some reason.
Nice car. This was an abandoned car. I bought it at an abandoned car auction.
Are you serious?
Yep.
If you want to abandon it, again, just let me know.
It was parked on I-55. Just keep cruising up and down. Maybe you'll find another.
Maybe I'll find it. Look,
This
it's
was
got-
in the 70s, though.
Yeah, it's got the original radio in it.
Yeah.
It looks unmolested.
It's unmolested. Those are the original seats.
Yeah. Do you mind popping the hood on it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I had a 65 Ivy Green, I'm sorry, 66 Ivy Green 4-speed car, and restored that, and now I just got a 65 Hypo Fastback.
I don't know where the
It's right below it, right here, right there.
All right. Easy enough when you know where they are.
Yeah. Yep, got the little C for C code. Boy, it looks really original. Yeah, mine was missing these, and I ended up finding out only that like the New Jersey plant put these in. They weren't necessarily on every.
Oh, I thought it was an option.
When I researched it, it was only for like 1 or 2 of the plants, not all 3
Oh,
of them.
okay.
Yeah.
And I never did any research on it. I'm not a big Mustang guy. It's way too new. Belongs to my daughter.
Well, good for her. She
Yep.
driven it lately?
No.
Tell her she needs to get on it.
She's too busy being a mommy.
Oh, well, that'll do it. Get the kids in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kid was here the other day, and he didn't even want to sit in it. He wanted to sit in the older ones. I went, good kid.
Well, that made you happy.
Kid. That's
Yeah.
what I like to hear.
That's a beautiful little car. All right, where to next?
Okay. This is also original except for the paint and the interior and the top. And I
Tux.
can't remember how many miles are on this one, but it starts and runs. It sounds like it's making coffee. It's the most reliable, unbelievable car. I have driven this thing all over the place. It's been to a lot of shows. When groups come here with little kids,
Yeah.
we stuff them all in this car. We put the top down.
Oh yeah.
With 15 kids, if there's 15 kids, and snap a picture of them so they all got a picture of themselves
That's
standing in
awesome.
this car.
Yeah. That's very cool.
Yeah, and that's what I like about this thing too, is that it's been used.
Oh yeah, it's worn in.
Still it's in great shape.
All right, I got to see the student driver Chevrolet.
Yeah, now,
What's going on with the Chevrolet in here?
well, here's the story. When I was a kid, 1954, and even earlier, 1950, 51, 2 and 3 and 4,
Yep.
I went to day camp
Okay.
in that kind of vehicle.
Oh wow.
So the only difference with this one is it's got a lot of dress-up items.
Yeah.
But the day camp owners had 2 of these, and they drove the kids to day camp,
Yep.
10 at a time.
Yep. Well, I love the fact it was called a carryall. Now it's a Suburban,
Yep.
and you got the student.
I
Now
put that up
you
there
put that on there, yeah.
Just because I have it.
Yep.
I can picture some kid learning to drive on this.
Is it 3 on the tree?
Yep.
I can't see the clutch pedal. There it is.
Yep.
Okay. I just assumed it probably would be. Look at that back there. You got room for a few
And all the
kids.
seats, yeah, all the seats are in there, and
Very cool.
yeah, definitely a neat piece.
Yeah.
One all the way across the back.
Yep. All
So
the way
that would have been
across.
3 or 4 kids. And
4,
then 2 or 3 kids on this one,
and then 2 up front.
and 1 adult and 2 kids in the front.
Yeah. That's a good memory for you.
Yeah. And my wife, I remarried recently, and
Well, congratulations.
thank you. She was in the same day camp in the same bus. We lived in the same town.
Oh, really?
We were in the same grade school and the same high school. Same
Did you know her?
homeroom? Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I gotta get a picture of the Mustang with all these other cars back here. Very cool. Love all the signs you have.
The this is one I fit in.
Ah.
At my current diameter, this is fairly comfortable. I'm
What is this, like a 47?
35.
Oh, 35.
Yeah, it's the
I'm not
first year they went away from the squarish cabs.
Okay.
And again, stone stock. Want to hear one run?
Yeah. Let's hear one run.
This one runs.
Step back here. Oh, I'm just seeing the exhaust. Ah. I can do it. It's not getting gas?
Hey, I don't know if it's got any.
That might be it.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh. Nice. Well, that settles right down.
Okay, you should start with forward error.
Ah. Wow, listen to that.
It looks like it's going to work to death, but it's not dead.
So what's the reason for the huge exhaust?
Just to be funny,
Okay, that'll do it.
I like the humor. If people see you flying down the expressway, because this will do expressway.
Okay.
And I guess they figured it must be a hot rod, so I gave them some evidence.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely stone stock.
That's hilarious. I like your sense of humor.
Yeah, I do too. I like vanity plates.
I love. Yeah, I've seen quite a few funny ones.
And there it is, stock as a stove.
Sure is.
The only thing that's not stock on the thing is the battery location
Yeah.
and the air filter modification.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Okay. Used to be green, looks like.
Yeah.
That's a pretty color. Very cool. You got to have the nice driver, right?
You got to have one. And it's handy for picking stuff up. You know, if you want to
Oh,
pick
sure.
something up.
Yeah.
I don't have to take the big truck. I can have fun driving an old one.
Oh my gosh, I haven't seen one of these in a collection.
And another thing that I collect is stuff made out of cars.
Stuff made out of cars.
Right. So this started out as a factory-built chassis with a wrecking yard accessed engine in it, sold to the public. There's a company called Elgin Roller Company, not the one that makes Elgin street sweepers.
Right,
Company.
different company.
And
1928,
They
okay.
built these using wrecking yard engines, and this particular one just happens to be a Model A.
Wow, that's very cool.
One of the better running Model A's we have. It doesn't have very many hours on it.
No, I can't imagine why not.
Goes forward, goes backward, goes slow.
You run over any fun things with it?
Gravel makes it unusual noise. It sounds like you're doing some bad things. There's my racing Cadillac. That was the,
Oh yeah, there it is.
That was the last one. It's only got 3 carburetors on it now. It used to have the 4. but
Okay.
and a much larger engine in it. The engine in there now is only a 331,
Okay, yep.
but I had a 390 in it.
And here's your fancy Rolls Royce.
Yeah, my first wife liked this car, and so she bought it, and I maintained it.
How hard is it to maintain?
It's got a lot of nonsense in it that you'd have to read up on in order to feel comfortable attacking.
Right.
Basically what happens with Rolls is they're built to be right-hand drive. If you get one that's left-hand drive in this era, there's lots of adapting.
Oh yeah.
So you'll find a rod running over to where the original was, to the left-hand drive, and all these extra pieces that you better have some idea what each one controls. It's got
Sure.
2 master cylinders, but it'll work different cylinders than you'd expect in an American car. American cars didn't have split systems.
Oh.
This one's already did,
why it's
1960.
Give me the Mustang.
Yeah,
I'll be
right,
happy.
right,
Every
exactly.
single part's available, you know,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. All right, where to next?
All right, next door.
And we got all the trucks back there.
We'll do the trucks.
Turn this on. My battery's just going down faster than I thought it would.
You want to plug in?
No, that's okay. I still have 41%. It just, we started at 90. I'm like, man, I've already gone through half of it. Oh, it smells fire. Smells good.
That could be our guys that are going to do the trash.
I appreciate your time today.
Oh, that's right. I figure I'm going to suck a few pieces of information out of you
Sure.
on what we need to do to get YouTube eaten.
Oh, yeah. I'd be happy to help. What I'll do is, when I post this video, I'll send you a link where you can just click the link and watch.
Wait, whoa, whoa. This is Dan.
Probably met my
Good to see you
twin
again.
earlier.
Yeah, that's your twin brother, isn't it, Dan? Right, yeah.
That's right. Hey, I'm Greg.
That's Greg.
I'm sure.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Guess what he does? YouTube.
I do some YouTube
Yeah,
stuff.
we were just talking about it. So he's going to tell us everything he knows. We're giving him 45 minutes.
45 minutes. Knock it out.
That'll be it. Done.
You
So
have a channel?
Yeah, it's called the Collector Car Podcast because I do a podcast as well.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I'll put a little something fun from today on there. This is the other side of the world.
this
Boy.
is where we make them.
This is where the magic happens.
Yeah, it's just the
Right, the
magic.
magic part.
It's just a magic bus.
That is the magic bus. And inside there is the other brother. This is Tim.
Hey, Tim.
How you doing,
Greg,
man?
good to meet you, man.
What are you doing in there? Did Ronnie know you were in there?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
So what this is a older bus body, a slightly newer chassis. The chassis is about 2 years younger.
Yeah.
Right. And then the suspension part of it is from the 80s and 90s.
And that's not the factory driver's seat, obviously.
That one isn't, but
Just
we
for
have a
mock-up,
factory
yeah.
one.
What are you going to put in the engine?
Cadillac.
Cadillac, okay. Oh, yeah.
Of course it's going to be Cadillac.
Yeah.
You know, me.
So here's all the magic.
This is the magic.
Wow.
Make
quite
them
a-
and break them in here.
Quite a setup you have here. Now, is that the Caddy engine?
That's the one that's going in there. This is another spare.
The
And
spare?
another spare.
Another spare?
You never know when
Slot
they're gonna need a
machine?
part. Slot machine. That's available. You can take that home with you.
That's really cool.
I don't know what those are worth, to tell you the truth.
I have no idea myself.
None.
I'd love to have one. That'd be cool, but I don't know.
So what we're doing with this thing now is dressing it so that it'll be appropriate to fit into the bus. So it's going to have air conditioning.
Oh, nice.
Right. And this is for the water supply. And this is probably for wiring.
Okay. Very cool. You got some projects up there. Are those the ones in line?
Most of the stuff that's sitting up there is looking for attention. It's not getting any. It's
Okay.
not likely to get any very soon. We've got to get the bus done first.
Yeah.
So I've been putzing around with that bus for about 20 years.
Well,
Now it's time to get serious.
yeah. Looks like you're serious.
Yep.
Very cool.
And what's down there is more trucks.
Okay.
I think there's 15 or so down there, up here.
Very cool.
But again, this is where they happen. There's another recent acquisition. Model A engine, made to do work in the field.
Oh.
There's the skid.
Yep. And you hook it up to all
You
your
hook it up
stuff.
to whatever. There's the belt that drives whatever you're driving,
Where-
whether you're doing grain or whatever.
Where'd you find this sucker?
On Joliet.
This is really cool because I always read about these, how they'll hook it up like
Industrial
that.
engines,
Yeah. Yeah. It's cool to see one as it was.
Right.
Wow.
Not a lot of modifications done to it. I got the radiator and I've got the carburetor. I've got pretty much all of it. We'll just fix it up a little bit and
Yeah.
put it on display.
Very cool.
Hey, mister, what goes in that copper tubing?
Yeah, water. Here, antifreeze. Heater.
Water?
Yeah.
Water.
Water? 57, I think.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I drove the car until 74.
Oh,
It was
wow.
my daily driver.
Very cool.
You can pick up junk.
Very cool. Now, we got another tow truck here.
Yeah, this one is from a dealership. And I've got a book on it and you can see what we started with.
All night service.
All night service was on it when I bought it. It didn't have any wood back here and it didn't have the lift mechanism.
I love the license tag.
Yeah, me too.
Schlep.
Schlep.
Yeah, schlep it. We'll schlep it for you.
Schlep it and charge you to do it.
It's like U-Haul. Yeah, you're going to be the one hauling it. It's not a will haul. It's
No.
U-Haul.
Schlep haul. Here's what I bought.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Did a little revamping and
How old is the paint on it?
1937.
Even this?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Now the
Held up
lettering-
well.
The lettering is redone. So this is enhanced
Yep.
because over the years they took it off or they didn't. It stayed in the same town. So maybe the dealership was upset with the fact that it still had the Ford logo on it.
Okay.
But the name was still on it. That is the original 1937 name.
That's very cool.
This was enhanced. And the name was enhanced with the black lines.
Okay. I would say that's not gold leaf. That's just gold paint.
It's just paint.
Yeah,
right?
thought so.
So nicer interior than it had.
Yep.
Zip shit is what it had for an interior.
Here's all night service.
Mm-hmm. And then it had a box in it like this. This is not a factory body, but factory bodies had a box like this in them, and
Yep.
they had wood bed like this does. Only this one's longer than a factory body. It sticks past the taillight.
Okay.
Factory bodies are about even with the taillight.
Yep.
So we don't know who built this. We just know that we were able to repair it and make it back together.
Yeah.
Starts and runs.
Manly wrecking crane.
Mm-hmm.
York, PA. That's cool. Wow.
There were 3 manufacturers back then, and this was one of them.
Wow. You even got it up here. You got the actual, I don't know, your serial number, VIN, whatever you want to call it for.
It operates by hand with this.
Yeah.
That sticks through here, in between the rail and the body, and you can crank it up and crank it down.
What's with the, this is interesting. You got the, almost like a strap.
It was made to hang.
Made to hang.
Right, and then whoever installed it this way with a bracket on it instead of screwed up into the bottom of it.
Oh,
Up
okay.
higher. These are glass. Now, which one is not from the truck?
Right.
It only had one when I bought it.
I would assume this is not with the truck.
I think.
Only because usually you see the brake light on the right. Right?
Yeah, these aren't brake lights, they're reflectors.
Oh, just reflectors.
There's
Yeah.
the brake
Oh, the
light.
brakes are down there. Okay.
I think this is the one that came with the truck,
Okay.
and that's the one I bought online.
Okay. Well, you did a great job.
That's my job.
Yeah.
I'm the parts guy.
Very cool.
Can't remember. Yeah, all we have is pictures of the one on the.
Oh,
it was-
okay. There you go.
That
The
was
one on
the
the
one
left.
we replaced. It was broken.
Okay.
So the one on the left is the replacement. The one on the right.
So
was
I
the
got it
original.
right?
You got it.
Wait a second. But this has the same wear. Oh, that's,
Yeah, same rust,
Okay.
same everything.
Yep,
you know,
yep.
when I'm buying them, I gotta be specific.
got to match.
Right.
Wow.
There's what we bought.
Oh, yeah. Okay. You can see the Ford on there, Ford script. Yeah.
And all the rest of it stayed.
Yeah.
The picture of it from the 30s. Here's when it was new.
Oh, that's really cool. Let me see how close I can get on that. That's very cool. You got to add the service.
Yeah, right.
Oh, nice. Let me take a spin around this way. Schlep.
Schlep.
Very cool. Oh, sorry.
Here's a picture of it in 1938. It's towing a 34 Ford,
Oh, yeah, that's very cool. Look at that.
and it's wearing the V8 paint job.
Yeah, it does have the V8, doesn't it? Oh, yeah, and the service is not there.
So, and we know it's from that era because there was a film made by the local business association promoting this and other businesses on the film, and we got a copy off the film so we'd know what we were working with.
Oh, that's very cool.
They're very cooperative. All their stuff is archived in their library.
Oh,
Nice
nice.
people.
Well,
But that's what we do.
I appreciate your tour today.
That's quite all right.
Now, do you have a website?
I do.
What is it?
I have no idea, but I think it's Beller Museum.
I'll put it in the description. Thanks so
We'll
much.
go ask the brains in the office.